Bitcoin price plunges back below $56,000 as US CPI kills 50 BPS Fed rate cut hopes. Here's where BTC is headed next. Bitcoin market last updated September 11th, 2024 at 1818 GMT. 3 author Joel Frank about author. Since graduating with a degree in economics from the University of Birmingham in 2018, Joel has worked as a financial market cryptocurrency analyst. He firmly believes that emerging crypto technology, author profile, or share copied. Last updated September 11th, 2024 at 1818 GMT3Y Trust Cryptonews. With over a decade of crypto coverage, Cryptonews delivers authoritative insights you can rely on. Our veteran team of journalists and analysts combines in-depth market knowledge with hands-on testing of blockchain technologies. We maintain strict editorial standards, ensuring factual accuracy and impartial reporting of both established cryptocurrencies and emerging projects. Our long-standing presence in the industry and commitment to quality journalism make Cryptonews a trusted source in the dynamic world of digital assets. Read more about Cryptonews. Bitcoin price plunges back below $56,000 as US CPI kills 50 BPS Fed rate cut hopes. Here's where BTC is headed. Next, source Cryptonews. The Bitcoin BTC price has plunged over 3% on Wednesday to back below $56,000, snuffing out the majority of what had looked like a promising rally since the start of the week. The reversal lower in the Bitcoin price comes in wake of the latest U.S. Consumer Price Index CPI inflation figures for August. The CPI rose 0.2% MOM and 2.5% YOY as expected. However, the core CPI was a tad hotter than expected, coming in at 0.3% MOM versus a 0.2% expected rise. The data is consistent with the notion that U.S. inflation is trending back towards the Fed's 2% goal. That means the door remains open for a rate cut from the U.S. Central Bank later this month. But the data has pretty much killed the prospect that the Fed might kick off its rate cutting cycle with a 50 BPS move. As per U.S. interest rate futures market pricing per the CME, the implied probability of a 50 BPS rate cut later this month was last down at 15% from 34% one day ago. This shift in pricing has weighed on the Bitcoin price and traditional risk assets like U.S. equities. The S&P 500 dropped 1.4% to just above 5,400, taking monthly losses to more than 4%. Other bearish catalysts could also be hurting risk appetite and weighing on the Bitcoin price. Harris wins our presidential debate. Democrat presidential nominee and sitting Vice President Kamala Harris was widely viewed as besting Republican nominee Donald Trump in their debate on ABC last night. Trump is seen as the more overtly pro-crypto Bitcoin candidate of the two. Per the decentralized political betting exchange Polymarket, Trump had a 53% chance of winning the election to Harris's 45% prior to the debate. But those probabilities were sat at an even 49% to 49% in the debate's aftermath. Hawkish commentary from Bank of Japan officials during the Wednesday Asia-Pacific trading session saw the yen hit new yearly highs against the USD. Yen strength has been a source of angst for risk assets since early July. The prospect of rate hikes in Japan is putting pressure on the crowded pro-risk yen carry trade, where investors borrow in the historically low interest rate yen to fund riskier bets elsewhere. BTC headwinds build. Where next for the Bitcoin price? Risks to the Bitcoin price remain tilted to the downside. A Kamala Harris presidency might not actually be a bad thing for the broader crypto sector. Her campaign has signaled an openness to reverse the anti-crypto stance of the current Biden administration. But it certainly wouldn't be as much as a positive as a Trump presidency, with Trump openly touting the benefits of Bitcoin and pledging to never sell it. So any developments that swing election odds in favor of Harris will likely hurt Bitcoin sentiment. Macro could also continue to weigh on the Bitcoin price. Yes, the Fed is about to kick off a rate cutting cycle, but concerns that a U.S. recession is near are very high, as well as concerns that the Fed is behind the curve on preventing one. U.S. macroeconomic data, if it continues to paint a picture of economic weakness, is likely to continue hurting the BTC price. Meanwhile, Yen strength is likely to continue as more BOJ rate hikes near. This isn't a good cocktail for a near-term BTC price. Rebound. Technicals are also looking pretty grim. The Bitcoin price's repeated failure to break back above its 50 and 200 DMAs in August paints a picture of a market where the bears are in control. Risks remains tilted towards a retest of the August lows under $50,000. In a worst-case scenario where the U.S. slips into recession, Harris wins the U.S. presidential election, and yen strength continues to ramp up. The Bitcoin price could even dip as low as $40,000. By the dip, this would be a great opportunity for long-term investors who believe in Bitcoin's long-term adoption story. Also, if U.S. interest rates are heading back to the 2% region or lower, a more favorable liquidity backdrop will almost certainly be a major long-term tailwind for the BTC price. A Bitcoin price at some point in 2025 remains very likely. Follow us on Google News.